Hi, Drought Hub team. This is my update on my fecal seeding project. Firstly, I'd like to thank Chris Gardner, Joe O'Regan, and the entire JCU vet staff who spent hours assisting me with animal ethics approval, the clinical trial, and basically anything I needed all year. And of course, Drought Hub for supporting me as I manage this project around my final year vet studies. This project was designed in 2023 following a successful conference talk where Chris Gardner and I spoke about the ability of Desmantha seeds to remain viable for up to 10 years in a dung pat after fecal seeding. The producer feedback at this conference was very supportive, and their questions directed us to the next step, which was a clinical trial to determine how many Desmantha seeds remain viable after passing through the digestive tract of a ruminant, and whether scarified or unscarified seeds are more likely to survive and then germinate, as well as other data points such as how long it takes for the majority of these seeds to pass through. We gained JCU animal ethics approval in February 2024 and immediately started our 30-day clinical trial at the JCU vet campus, including a 2-week transition diet period. We had 3 steers in separate concrete stalls, randomly fed either scarified or unscarified Desmantha seeds, and then I collected every dung for 72 hours. There was a washout period, and then this was repeated. So we ended up with 3 steers passing scarified seeds and 3 steers passing unscarified seeds. Each dung was collected and then individually identified and then dried in industrial ovens to halt microbe growth and allow for storage. Then every dung pat from the 24 to 48 hour period was broken down, weighed, sieved, each individual seed removed, and then counted. In the end, I had 57 dung pats to individually break down, which sounds simple, but this took me from March to October to achieve. At this point, there was already an obvious result. The number of scarified seeds passing through the digestive tract without being broken down was far less than the seeds that were unscarified prior to feeding. So there was a lot less soft seeds passing through compared to hard seeds. So we had up to 3,000 soft seeds and as low as 40 per dung pat, with an average of around 700 soft seeds per dung pat, while there was up to 9,000 hard seeds in one of the dung pats from the unscarified group, with an average of around 3,000 hard seeds passing through in each dung pat. So each one of these seeds was then taken from their group and combined to make a whole scarified and unscarified group. These seeds were then either left as they were when they were removed from the dung pats or re-scarified in preparation for the germination trial. The germination trial went for 28 days and was conducted in a controlled environment of an air-conditioned lab at the JCU vet campus. And this was completed November 2024. The seed groups that were germinated included the control group of undigested Desmantha seeds, both scarified and unscarified, so a soft and a hard group. Then the digested seeds that had been pre-scarified, which were then either germinated as is or re-scarified. And then the digested seeds that were not pre-scarified, which were either germinated as is or scarified prior to germination. And again, even without statistics, raw data showed an immediate result. So the control group that was not scarified prior to germination, so still considered the hard seed, had an 11% germination rate, whereas the control group that was scarified prior to germination, so the hard seed, had a germination rate of 82.5%. So this is the bag of seeds that was fed to the steers, had a baseline of 82.5% germination. So the group that had been scarified prior to digestion had a 2% germination rate, with the group that was re-scarified less than 1%. Then the group that was not scarified prior to digestion, the group that had up to 9,000 seeds per individual dung pat, had an 80% germination rate, and the majority of these germinated in the first 4 days. So the project is currently sitting with our statistician, so obviously these results need to be confirmed. However, Chris was certainly very excited as soon as we started to see the viability of the seeds, and I don't need to tell you how rare that is. Currently, I'm writing up the methods and introduction while the statistics is being finalised. Then they'll be writing up of results, but the goal would be to start sending abstract to the relevant journals as soon as we can. This could take a few months, potentially the rest of the year, worst case scenario. But we're still moving forward, and I know the whole team is very motivated to get these results out to producers, because the more information that they have, the more efficient and productive that they can be when choosing legumes for northern pastures, and the more confident they can be that the seeds they choose are going to work for them. So thank you for your time. I appreciate the Drought Hub support and endless patience with me. Thank you.